Protesters to go. All they're saying is move back. I'll let you listen. Move. Move.
Yeah, you can see they're pushing that car pretty easily right now. So it is kind of nice to see people banding together like that.
Oh, look at that.
Wow.
That's incredible.
So incredible.
We'll have much more in the morning show. Have a great night. This is the road right here, washed out tonight. Look at the sign right there. It says road closed for obvious reasons. And if you look even beyond farther, you can see there's a pavilion over there. This is a park and a road that we're standing on.
At the very spot where this mother and grandmother lost her life, they put down candles and this photo, and they tell me this arrest does not bring them closure.
These telephone poles, just look how it's leaning right now. It's really blowing very, very hard.
We know there are 17 units in this apartment. I'm told by one of the battalion chiefs they do not think any of those apartments will be able to be lived in tonight, either because of fire or water damage this evening. They're still working to figure out how many people that means tonight. He is still really excited. Take a listen to how things were earlier in the day.
Really, for the past 2 or 3 days since we have been here, there's a big gust right there.
Sir, why do you have a knife on you?
Because I was upholding the law.
Back up.
Just tried to drive into that. Wow, I actually didn't see that until they just tried to hop out of that car.
Cautiously through here. As you can see, it looks like there's it seems that there's power lines right behind me.
Right across from the explosion site. Come just take a look at this tonight. Really puts things in perspective of what happened here today.
You could just see some of the damage left all throughout the area here. Large trees, uprooted trees, all over properties throughout this street. And even I want to take you over here. Check this out. A tree on top of this car. You could see the imprint it left in its back window.
At this point, as to the motive or if the shooter was actually in this vehicle or in another vehicle.
Look behind me, and if you look up, you can see we're not. I mean, there is downtown Raleigh right there.
I want to show you this. Not one, not two, but 3 large tree stumps.
Behind us here, you can see that white vehicle. It appears the back windshield of it was shot out. Now, Wake Forest police do not have much information at this point. I'm going to step out of the way. It is a very active scene right now. These firefighters are working hard between Little Creek Church Road and West Olive Road.
The showdown right there at Cameron Indoor Arena. We're going to be back with all the action.
Crews also rescued 3 dogs, making for several happy reunions.
Trying to get a better understanding of what impact Gen X has on people.
Walking up to cars using plastic shopping bags to open up unlocked doors and steal valuables such as laptops and credit cards. And it's this type of activity police says that they're making sure you keep your doors locked.
First things first, well, we got to toast to our good luck cupcakes that were given to us.
Well, it's a bit eerie out here outside of the wind, which has really picked up over the course of maybe the last hour to 45 minutes. Really just look at all of this water.
It's not even high tide here at Wrightsville Beach, and you can see how intense those waves behind us are. With the lure of quick, easy money, the number of sweepstakes parlors in our area is growing. The large amounts of cash they have on hand and the late-night hours have also made them targets for violent crimes.
We went to the casino, ain't fair about them people got robbed. 2 guys came here with a mask on and was shooting. Everybody all right, y'all?
That 911 call is just one of dozens from sweepstakes parlors in Raleigh this year.
Gunshots fired.
Back in November, I introduced you to a wife and mother who'd been shot following a robbery outside one of those businesses, the Blue Room on South Saunders Street.
She was really terrified when she was being shot. There was just all sorts of things running through her mind at the time.
I reached out to the Raleigh Police Department and the state, hoping to get a specific list of sweepstakes parlors in the city. Turns out they don't have a record of them because they don't have to be licensed. With no database, I instead requested calls for service for several known sweepstakes cafes dating back 6 months. The results from Raleigh police show dozens of calls, from break-ins to disturbances to assaults, a growing concern for the North Carolina Sheriff's Association.
For years, we've heard that the sheriffs are getting complaints from their law-abiding citizens, complaints from family members.
Chris Poole is the head of the state's ALE gambling unit. He works undercover, so he can't show his face. Under North Carolina law, games of chance are illegal. Businesses claim these are games of skill. The way Poole sees it, it's all against the law.
If you have a game of chance and then you add a component that you're saying that is skill, that does not make that game of chance legal in North Carolina.
They have to go in undercover, they have to play the machines, they have to be equipped with the necessary equipment to video what the machine is doing, because the DA needs that in order to prosecute the case.
But the investigations take time and resources. Statewide, Poole has only 4 agents.
There's no regulation done on any of the sweepstake parlors or gaming locations.
The manager of the Arcade, a sweepstakes parlor off Spring Forest Road, agreed to talk with me if we didn't show his face or give his name. They might look at this and say, you're taking advantage of people. You know, that there's no real oversight over these places.
Would you say that could be said about a car dealership too?
CBS 17 stopped by several of these businesses. We found most have free drinks and food. They keep the windows tinted, much like a casino. Poole also points out that since they're not regulated, there's no way to ensure the owners are paying taxes on their earnings. So why isn't more being done in Wake County? I went to District Attorney Lauren Freeman looking for answers.
They are constantly working to create new games and different games, such that what we may go in and say today is illegal, they may be playing something totally different by tomorrow.
Freeman says if they have an investigation that they believe will stand up in court, they'll pursue it. In Raleigh, Amy Cutler, CBS 17 News.
We're standing in the parking lot of the Starlight Motel, and before Florence, there were 10 rooms here. But once the river crested, floodwater knocked the rooms off of their foundation. Now, tonight, the family that owned this motel tells me not only do they work here, but they live here, and they lost everything.
21, 22, 23, 24.
Kishore Dipani counts the rooms in his motel.
Damaged. Completely damaged. Anything inside.
Every one of them in the Starlight was inundated when floodwater from the Little River came rushing through.
Right here. That's the line, is a water line. My mind stopped working. When I see this, my mind stopped working. Unbelievable.
The force of the water so strong it knocked several rooms off their foundation.
I just cried.
Kishore bought the motel last year.
Before the months ago, I buy all new appliances, kitchen appliances, some electronics, TVs, all is gone. Yeah.
His wife Smita says the family moved to the U.S. in 2007 and worked in gas stations and McDonald's until they saved up enough to buy the building.
All my saving, all our saving and everything, we put it in this motel. We did very hard work for this motel, and I have a dream.
This isn't just the family's business, but it's also their home. They evacuated in a hurry Friday as the river continued to rise.
I leave all my stuff and we left. His clothes, everything in here. I didn't have anything with me.
Now with only the clothes on their back, the Dipanis spent Wednesday salvaging what they could. They don't have flood insurance and say even during Hurricane Matthew, this building has never flooded.
Unexpected, that's unexpected. Even I can think in my dream, that's flood.
For now, the Dipanis are staying with family. Kishore says they'll likely have to tear down the buildings that remain and hopefully rebuild.
At least we save our lives.
Colleen Quigley, CBS 17.
Glory to the newborn King.
Wish you a Merry Christmas.
Isla loves Christmas too. She loves getting presents. She loves the pretty decorations and the trees.
One little girl, her struggle, her family has touched so many people.
If they're asking us to do something like this, I'm up for it. As a parent, it's probably the hardest thing you can have your child go through.
The community coming together has honestly made all of this a little bit easier.
We wish you a Merry Christmas!
It's really, really touching to think that so many people love my kid and so many people want to do anything they can to make her smile.
Christ is born.